Welcome to the My Turn Racing setting up of Chicagoland. So we'll start by loading the beta UI, which works slightly better than it used to. Still not great, but we'll find out whether it's how much better it is. So we're going to leagues, going to my league, season. We go into, I can't remember now, manage. There we go, add a session. And then the description will be week 3. I'll do. Service zone US postal road. So if I click on this button here, which says load your last settings, let's see what that does. Week 3. I don't think this is going to be the last session because I said week 12. Right, so now we're at the Netherlands server, which is what we want. We're going to just change that. We don't want to start now. We want to start on Sunday, which is Sunday the 30th. And we want to start it at 8 p.m. There we go, 8 p.m. Not team, not limited by license or iRating. Car incident limit, no limit. Car damage is disable. Car damage is off, therefore it's car damage is on. Disable car decals and numbers, no. Get rid of that. We'll let anyone use any driving aids that they need, and we won't restrict any of the results. So practice open qualifier. We're going to try open qualifier this time. We're going to try and do it within 2 hours this time. We won't put it 3 hours. Last time, 2 times I did 3 hours. Didn't need it. 50 minutes of practice, 10 minutes of qualifying. How many laps are we going to do? Now, that's an interesting point. Let's go and have a look at the stats. Chicagoland. This will be our 5th trip to Chicagoland. We've managed to accomplish within the time there, within an hour, we did 79 laps, 77 laps, 72 laps, and then I set it for 75 laps and did it in 50 minutes. So what should we go for here? We want to get about an hour in, so 75 laps might be too short. Should we try for 80 laps? So 8 cautions, 9 cautions, had 3 cautions in that time there. It's quite a lot of cautions there. I think we'll try for 80 laps. We might change our mind about that though, but we'll go with 80 laps. Oh, didn't mean to click that. 2 hours, 50 minutes of practice, 10 minutes of qualifying, and 80 laps. I might be pushing it. Well, let me think about that one anyway. Right, weather. Just standard weather, the iRacing default weather. Cars. Fix setup. Add the cars. The 2 that I have favorited are the NASCAR Gander Outdoors Chevrolet Silverado, and add another car. Oops. Scroll that bit down. And the Toyota Tundra. Select the setup. Chicagoland. Of course, this isn't in alphabetical order. Why would this be in alphabetical order? Why? Now you can scroll up, but you can't scroll back down again. There we go. Why would this be in alphabetical order? Right, call out Chicago. Chicagoland late afternoon. Okay. options. Chicagoland. Okay, let's find out when is the race. So we've got to go back to the website now, find out when the race is. So we go to the race schedule. We'll go down to see fixed. Which one's that? That one. Chicagoland. I'm sure you can make this out. That is, the race start is at, well, basically 7 o'clock. Late afternoon, I guess it is then. So go back. Oh, how many laps were they doing, by the way? Where was it? There it is. Chicagoland official. They're doing 40 laps. Double the distance. Yeah, might be pushing it. Might be pushing it. Might go back to 75 laps. 75 laps, I think, because we got the green-white checker thing, so that might give us a bit of room. Right, Chicagoland. Where was it? Late afternoon. It's kind of early, more evening, isn't it? Late afternoon. Late afternoon. Late afternoon. 100% fuel. No weight penalties. Need to check that as to whether it is late afternoon or not. Anyway, I know to do it is actually going into a session and seeing what the setup is. So unless anybody else knows a quicker way of doing it. So that's all the cars set up. 2 cars. Let's choose a different track. Oh, now I've clicked another car, so we get rid of that car. Track. Add a track. Scroll down some more. And it's Chicagoland. These do appear to be in alphabetical order. So we will select Chicagoland. No options for any other configurations. So we got that right. 43 drivers. Yep. Rolling start. Yep. Double filed at the back. Default pace car. Fast repairs, none. Green white checkers. 3. Automated full course yellows. Yes. Enable lucky dog. Yes. I mean, all these were turned on before, so I don't know why the default thing isn't doing it. Track conditions. Leave marbles on track. No.
Ben Summers,
Practice
1971,
starting 0. Hey Ben.
said, "Good evening, John.
Hello Ben. You're here to help me. You're here to see if I've missed anything. So point anything out if I've missed it. Practice starting state 0% qualifying carryover. Race starting state carryover. Time of day. I'm going to set a particular time of day. Right, let's go back to when it is. So it's the 29th of the 6th at 18:55. So 29th of the 6th at 18:55. Now, because we're going to, that's the race start time. This is the practice and qualifying. So we're going to start it at 5:55 because we've got 50 minutes of practice and 10 minutes of qualifying. It means race start time is exactly the same time. Sun multiplied. Now, this is where one thing I did wrong. Times 1. Apparently, you can't scroll down. Apparently last time I managed to do times 0, but there isn't even an option for time 0. I can't scroll down. See, this mouse will go up and down. How did I do times 0 before? There isn't even an option for times 0. Anyway, so race practice at 5:55, qualifying at 6:45, and race itself at 6:55. So that's 18:55, which is the time that the official race will actually start. Right, so that I think is everything configured and set up correctly. Have I missed anything? Don't know. Let's hit checkout and see what happens. Week 3, Netherlands server start time will be on June the 30th at 8 p.m. Admins are Ian, John, Mark, Reese, and Simon. Although there's nowhere that I can see to set that up. I don't know. It picked it out from somewhere. I don't know where, but it seemed to work. 2 hours we're trying to get this in for 50 minutes practice, 10 minutes qualifying, and an hour for the race. Unlimited incidents, rolling start, double file at the back, full course yellow, lucky dog, disable the decals, no, damage, yes. Allow all driving aids, no, limit the Iracing, restrict results, no, fix setup, yep. It's Chicagoland, it's
Ben
those two
Summers
cars.
1971 said, looking good.
It looks good to me as well. We'll see what's wrong though. I have created the race. Excellent. So there we go. That's all there is to it. Easy as that, as they say. While you're here though, guys, let's have a look at the actually let's quit out of that and stop using all my CPU. Quit. Let's have a look at the race stats because I didn't really go through them very much for last season, and we missed out a little bit on them. Oh, let's just check the history for this race. So while I'm here, I'm going to update on the Discord because that's where you catch all the latest information, race stats of the upcoming race and everything. So I'm just going to pop that into there. All right, so let me just generate the starting conditions for there. Bear with me while I just do this. Right, we are going to just put that over there. So I copy across some stuff just so that we can see what's going on. Right, now I can start showing you what I'm doing. Right, so just out of interest, we've done 4 races there already. These are the guys that have done the 4 races here already. We can have a look at who's done the most laps. So Ian Cornish has done 303 of the laps, so he managed to participate in all of them. Who's led the most laps though? Nigel's led most of the laps. Considering he's only been here twice, he's pretty much stomped all over everybody when he has.
Said, ha ha ha, making sure it's right, lol.
Absolutely. If you've missed it, then hit a rewind button or something and see if I've made any mistakes. It's your fault if I'm wrong now, not mine. So yeah, lead laps. So let's hide that column and grab a stat of this stat because I think that's quite interesting. Let's get Mark in there as well. Copy that. I'm just going to paste that
Extremes
into
said,
the
I'm on deployment, lol.
well, it's you can still if you can still see Twitch, you can still rewind and have a look and tell me on the video and tell me if I've done any mistakes. You're going to be back in time for the race though. Right, lead laps. I'm interested to see who's got the most incidents. Oh, Ben Summers. How coincidental. Is that you, Ben Summers? Ben Summers? You've got the most incidents in those 4 races. 42 of them. Average 10.5 per race. That's
Extremes
that's interesting.
said, would be interesting to see who has the most incidents.
Of the current drivers,
Ben Summers 1971
18.
said, hides. Extremes said, yeah, back on British soil on Thursday.
Oh, good stuff. Just in time for the race. Good stuff, mate. Well done. Be safe out there. So incidents per race there. Rachel got 15 per race, Aaron 14 per race, Callum 12 per race. Although some of these only do 1 or 2 races, means one very bad race means their averages really do look shocking. 4 races for Ben, 10.5 there. Points per race, you can see just how good some of these people are. Nigel there, it's going to be a bit of a spoiler alert here, but average of 43 points per race in his 2 races. That's yeah, you've not dropped many points there. Jeremiah, he's a driver that used to race with us for a couple of seasons and absolutely beat us. I'd be so interested if he ever came back to iRacing, if he came back to us, whether he and Nigel who would be on top there, because Jeremiah was good. Let's have a quick look at race results here. Let's hide those. So your race winners, 2 for Nigel, 1 for Jeremiah, and Ian has picked up that other race win there. So I'm going to grab that, stick that into Discord, paste that in, get that out of the way so everyone can see that. Polls, that's the next one that is of interest. So a little bit more spread out here. Nigel and Jeremiah have got 1 poll each there, but so's Ian and so's Josh. So Josh obviously is really nipping at the heels of Ian and Nigel, and has actually this season got the better of them at the first race at Iowa. So it'd be very interesting to see how basically they're our normal top 3. So it's yeah, the cream is rising to the top there. You can see top 5s. This is quite interesting because it shows consistency over those races. So Ian has obviously had 1 bad race because the rest he's in top 3. Nigel, Linus, Doug, and Carl picking up 2 top 5s there. So we'll grab everyone that's got at least 2 top 5s. Gotta get at least 2 to be able to appear in that stat, I would say. Top 10s shows more consistency or sort of easier to get a top 10. Now, obviously, there you can see that Ian had a terrible race, whatever race he didn't get a top 10 in. He didn't get a top 5, he didn't get a top 10. He obviously crashed out, did very badly, but I don't expect to see that this time. He's normally very consistent nowadays. So there we go. I managed to get 3 top 10s, so yeah, there's I think I appear in one of the stats. Always good to try and get myself in at least one of the stats, one of the good stats anyway, during the course of the stats production here. Win streaks, I don't think put this in the top 10, but we can see that obviously Nigel's a win streak of 2 in a row at the moment. So he's won every time he's raced with us here at Chicagoland. Let's see whether he can keep that streak going, or one of the other guys can beat that.